entertaining podcasts I listen to. I don't listen to many. That one, Francine, is a different point of view. It's a female point of view, but someone who's been through the hardcore wars.
Yes.
So what Francine has to say to me matters and is important. And there are two guys up in New York, Monty and the Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
I find them hugely entertaining. I find them fun to listen to. But those three are the only three podcasts really other than, the PW Insider stuff that I listen to at all.
Big Ron Shaw here, the Earl of Upsets, telling you to watch my friends, Monty and the Pharaoh, on Long Island's #1 wrestling podcast show, and soon to be the world's #1 wrestling podcast show. That is going to be a big upset.
All right, welcome back to the Howard Stern of Pro Wrestling Monte to Pharaoh with my special guest, Marty Jannetty. Marty, how are you, bud?
That was a good opening.
That is a good opening, isn't it,
It wasn't
man?
Eric Sims, was it?
Was it Sims? No, you were with Captain's Corner at that time, I think, right?
Yeah, through him, though, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah, without a doubt.
But it looked like him. I don't know if it was him. Y'all do a lot of work together, huh?
So what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
Okay. I need a beer.
You need a beer, huh?
Yeah. How you doing? Oh, it's okay.
Bring it. Tell her to bring it on, man. How am I doing? I'm doing all right, man. I got a lot of shit going on at home. Just trying to work through it. You know what I'm saying? But like we were talking earlier, right? It's like it's life's getting on, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to keep moving. Yeah. Well,
How's your health though with the foot and all that stuff? You're working through shit.
They are telling me it's best in my best interest to cut it off, and I just can't act. I mean, it's easy for everybody to tell me that, but I mean, I just can't. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Put it in a jar and put it over the TV?
No, listen, man. It's like we were talking a couple of days ago, and it's like it's easy for someone that's not like you're going through all this pain, right? Everybody's known this for years, and you've really troopered. You trooped on, man. You did a great job, but it's like you're in a tremendous amount of pain. I mean, you've said that, and but it's easy for a schmuck like me to go, hey, Marty, just don't be in pain anymore. Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what my doctor, who's a good friend of mine, we went in high school together, played football together. That's what he says. He says, Marty, I know you don't want to, but you won't hurt no more. Which is a nice thought because I'm tired of hurting.
Yeah.
When I get up in the morning, as soon as my feet hit the floor, it's like, oh, shit.
Right.
Because it hurts to go to the bathroom. But I still can't cut my foot out. Cut my, from the knee down, they're saying do it now. And all you have to do is knee down. If you keep fucking around, you keep waiting, excuse my language, then it's going to go up higher. And they have said that it can kill me. It circulates, goes through your brain and heart.
Right.
It can kill you.
It can or it can't, the infection.
It can, yeah. Yeah, and they say that's what, if I keep messing around and don't remedy the problem, that's what's going to happen.
Well, then I
Mm.
don't think you don't have a choice, right? You know?
I keep thinking I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be better. I know that's stupid, but
No, it's not. It's not stupid, man. I'd imagine that, you go to bed, you're dreaming, and all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, "Fuck," you know what I
well,
mean?
in like 2 days, when was that, Eddie? A couple of days ago? I had like 2 days in a row, 48 hours. It didn't hurt. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. But then, then it came right back. But it was a good 48 hours.
Well, you know what? You gotta
Yeah,
pass from God, right? So,
yeah,
listen,
yeah.
man. We got a
I
lot
got
to talk
what
about.
WrestleMania is that on my hat? 20, what is that? 20?
What
Is
is that? WrestleMania 21.
that what
Were
it
you
says?
Were you there?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You can't tell. I can't tell who was at WrestleMania. Um,
What
listen, I want
number?
to,
What number are they on now?
dude. I think it's going to be
40.
41 or
Yeah, I
42.
think so. Yeah,
Could you? How does that feel, man? Like your first one was what, 4?
five, five,
Uh, so I was
five.
there. That was at Trump Tower. That was Savage Hogan,
Yes,
right? Mega Powers
that first.
Explode, right?
That was the first time I met Trump. I love him to death. I know that's gonna get me in trouble, but no, I love him to death.
Why? Wait a minute. Why would it get you in trouble, dude? He's a president of the United
Because,
States.
well, yeah, but some people hate him, and there's no reason to. If you ever meet him, you'll love him. Super guy.
Well, the
Super.
reality of it, man, is he's doing a pretty good job. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
he is. He's doing more than anybody else did.
That's what I'm saying. Who can like again? If you hate the guy for whatever reason, you can't argue. I mean, he's literally negotiated peace. Gas prices are at an all-time, but not an all-time low, but the lowest it's been in 10 years.
Yeah,
The economy, as far as job goes, it's getting a little rougher out there. I think.
yeah, but that's gonna come down. That'll get fixed pretty soon.
You
Pretty
think,
soon.
huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, when you first come in, you're taking care of somebody of what somebody else did.
Mm.
It takes a minute for it to kick in. So in a few more months, everybody will be going. Let's elect him one more time.
Mm.
No, he can't and shouldn't. He'll be like 80, I think. I
What
don't know.
have you always been a Republican?
Um, no, for so long, I wasn't one or the other. I didn't care. It was like I didn't pay attention to that. But then I started paying attention to it. And I'm like, well, the Democrats sound like what I would be because they're about freedom. Everybody do good. And I
Right.
thought, well, yeah, that's me. But then as I started learning more and paying attention, like, God. And now they're whack jobs. They're whack jobs over there. I mean, I would have sex with AOC and that Crockett girl, but to whack jobs, and they're leading the damn party. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I'm gonna get shot tomorrow.
No, you're not. You're not going to get
I
shot.
hope not. Somebody got shot today up there,
Where?
up in DC. Couple of hey Eddie, what was that? Secret Service? National Guard. National Guard. A couple of National Guard guys got shot. Got shot today. When's this showing now?
What's that?
When are we showing live?
Well, my fucking YouTube stream. That's what it took me so long on a delay. The YouTube stream broke, and I didn't want to have to reset a whole new link. So what we'll do is this is on Facebook right now, where we got over 30,000 subscribers. So that'll be fine. Yeah, and then I'll download this and then pop it right on YouTube. So I didn't want to go, hey Marty, hold on, let me do a new link and let's start over. I'm like, fuck that. Let's just go.
Just go with it.
But you know
Sorry.
what, dude? Here's the funny thing. So StreamYard, well, this is a couple of things. I do miss being in studio, but the one thing I do like, I'm in the man cave right now. And it's like I'm in my underwear, right? So it's like,
Oh man, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But you
I
don't have
didn't
to
even
dress.
know that.
You don't have to dress up. But on StreamYard, this is where my luck sucks, Marty, right? So it's like it made 2 links to the show. So I said, oh, well, let me delete this one because this one must be the duplicate, and let me just delete it. And of course, I deleted the wrong one, which broke the stream to YouTube. And here we are. But no big deal because, we're going to get into the subject matter because we have a lot to talk
Which
about.
is what we got.
Well, listen, man, there's a lot to talk about. We'll first start with
That Hannibal dude.
Well, we'll get to Hannibal, but let's just wet the whistle a little bit. I need you to weigh in on this, right? So
Bret Hart.
we were talking about the big event, right? And
Oh,
we
yeah,
were, yeah. So at the big event, me and Jimmy are there, and there's this kid online, right? And for AJ Lee, you know who AJ Lee is, CM Punk's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the line, Marty, is literally like 3,000 people long. It's like holy shit. But there's this kid that's in line, and I say to Jimmy, I'm like, that's the future, psycho killer, right? Anyway, he ends up using AI, and it becomes this big wrestling meltdown because I'm not going to show the video, but basically he makes this video of AJ Lee kissing him, right? You can alter with AI, you can alter pictures to make them
Yeah.
do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And the internet community, like there, if you could see it, the wrestling community all flipped out because AJ Lee on X, he had posted on X said, take this down, it's disrespectful. And then, the IWC went nuts on this poor kid because, and some people, even on our page, are like, the kid should go to jail. I'm like, jail?
I mean, that's the future, though. I mean, that's what's up. Everybody can use AI, do anything they want with it. And
But
people don't know it. People are looking. They don't know that it ain't right, real.
Well, Marty, it's not even fine-tuned yet. You remember the movie The Running Man back in the 80s with Schwarzenegger? Yeah. And remember they get him on his video where he kills all his people, but he doesn't really do it. This is what we're getting to. We're close enough that But I mean, do you think it's immoral to make a video like that of AJ Lee kissing you?
It ain't right, man. I mean, that's somebody's wife.
Wait a minute. So let me ask you a question. Okay. In any real world, do you think AJ Lee would be kissing a dude? I mean, come on. If you saw this video, you're like, no, come on.
Not like that.
But my point is, if she was kissing you, right? You were single, she was kissing you, the good-looking Marty Jannetty, I would believe it, but not this fucking kid. I'm like, come on, guys, give it a fucking break, will you? Look at this guy's face. Come on. No one's kissing that dude.
Ever.
Ever. You think that dude's been laid? You think he's been laid?
But so, I used to think the world of her. Back in her day, she was like my favorite. And then she disappeared for so long, right?
Yeah.
And now she's back on the scene. What happened? They brought her back.
They just brought it back, right? I mean, CM Punk's there. They brought it. But let me ask you this question, dude. Okay, so I had a problem with her a couple of years ago. Not me personally, but she was doing a signing at the big event, and I think they were charging $999, like 4 autographs, not personalized, and a photo. Isn't there a point where it's like, come on, man?
That. I mean. God bless them if they can get it, but it's stupid.
But don't you think that's kind of like, what do you think of?
You know what? Football players, baseball players, that's what they get. The wrestlers are low on the totem pole. I guess from previous, we're starting to climb up there. But, when we do, conventions, I'll go over and see like Pete Rose or whoever that $100 for, autograph. For an autograph.
But that's $100. $800, $900, even $200. There's got to be a point where it's like,
well, if she's getting it.
So capitalist society. If you can get it, take it.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, there's a point though, man. I think that look, not everybody, not
I know what you're talking. I know what you're saying.
All I'm saying is not everybody's well off, right? And I idolize Marty Jannetty, and I
Yeah,
just
you
want to
want to
meet
help.
Marty Jannetty, but my parents, they're broke dick. They're doing all they
Yeah,
can to
I mean,
survive. And
yeah,
it's
and you
like,
want
I'm
to
a
help.
kid, I idolize you, and you're gonna fuck me over for, not you, but you know what I mean. For
Yeah,
$250, you're gonna rake me over the coals. I'm not gonna be able to afford it,
yeah. But I guess if that's what you do for a living, you know,
So you're
'cause
all
you
in.
got to think a lot of people go to work in the morning. We don't.
This is
You
true.
know, we just go on a weekend and sign shit. You know, but you better make that money that weekend.
I get it, man. I get it. I get it. I mean,
Like a
would
big
you,
event. I mean, those brothers got paid good. You know,
dude?
'cause
My God, how much? Like, I think Goldberg this time around $50,000 for three hours, dude.
I know Sean, my partner. I know he's. I shouldn't be saying this. I'm not going to say his. He gets 25,000 for appearance. I'm not going to say that. But yeah. I mean, if you're getting it, I
Isn't
wish
that
I
is?
got that much.
Did you think when you started off in wrestling that that's a type of money people would get to make a signing?
I didn't think I'd be signing autographs. When I got into business, I saw, some of the guys signing autographs when we leave the building. And I'm like, oh man, one day I want to be able to do that. Oh man, that's so cool. They're signing autographs. So that's when you start out, that's how it is. Or it was for me, you know. I thought it
Did,
was the coolest thing.
when that starts happening though, do you start getting the big head? Like at some point, do you become like you start thinking you're godlike ever?
No, no, not for me. I can't speak for anybody else. I mean, some of the guys drink their own Kool-Aid, yeah. And I won't say Bret Hart's name either, because I love him. I love him to death. I love him to death. There was just a thing out. You saw it recently.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's going on with Bret Hart? I mean, he basically came out and said that Sean and Mr. McMahon had a relationship together.
And they might have. They might have, but that's not a secret in the wrestling world amongst the boys. That wasn't a surprise.
Well, elaborate. Like he was a good friend of yours. I mean, not that anything's wrong with it, but did you know he was bisexual?
you know, we were on the road 300 days a year, and never, not even once, did we come home without any girls, which was rare. Or when I say home, the hotel that was home. Never did we come home without a girl. And he laid over in his bed and said, "Man, I wonder what it'd be like to suck a dick." I mean, never. So I mean, everybody thinks it says he is. Robert Ricky Morton. I mean, he's a he's a fucking faggot, right? He's faggot. No, I've never. Do I think he might have? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you. You just said you traveled the road with the dude, right? And
Yeah.
you never saw it. So why would you think he then? I mean, you did tell the story when you were on the last time you were on. You told the story how I think he was with the dude from Atlanta that he got all the mink coat or whatever, and he had to
Yeah,
just stay over there,
Ronnie
right?
Gossett. Yeah, Ronnie Gossett.
Yeah.
Ronnie was an older man that he would come to Tennessee, to the territory there, and you'd see the guys, and he would, the young, I guess the good looking. It was so funny, man. I loved him to death. I mean, I'm not like that, and so I didn't have to worry about that. But we became friends enough that he would show me his list in his wallet. He had from 1 to 10, and he would have the guys in the order he liked them. And Sean was always right up there at the front with Ricky Morton and Buff Bagwell. Buff was always up there. But it was so funny when Ronnie would get bad, Sean, because Sean's not putting out yet. When he get, I'm moving him down to number 2, number 3. I mean, that was a punishment.
Well,
He used to ask me too, what am I doing wrong, Marty? I, I mean, I don't know how to tell you to get with him. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I mean, you're spending the money. He was spending tons on us, both of us. He
mm,
paid my way too. you know, because me and Sean were together. Um, but when you were talking about earlier, when Sean went and stayed with him in the hotel, and I had to pay for it. Damn, we weren't making no money, man. I couldn't afford a room by myself. Um, but he shows up the next day with a full length leather jacket, leather pants. You know, back when them leather pants was
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
You know, he had a snakeskin, whatever it was, boots. It's like, oh, where'd you get money? How'd this happen? Oh, you spent the night with Ronnie. Okay.
But okay, all right. So let's unravel this before we get to the main subject, Hannibal.
Oh boy.
First of all,
Okay.
let's talk about Bret Hart, right?
Yeah.
Does all right in your illustrious career, when you think about Bret Hart, do you think that Bret was one of the all-time greats, and do you think that Bret, you
Not at
know,
all, man. I mean, I love him to death, so I'm not going to talk him down.
well, I'm not
But
asking you to talk him down. I'm asking you your opinion as
yeah,
a
I'm
great
gonna ask you.
wrestler. Yeah,
Yeah, he was solid. He was solid, and you knew it when you wrestled with him because he was. We used to call him. You know, he was called the Hitman, Bret Hart. We called him the Stiff Man, Bret Hart, because he was so. You know, you felt it when he did something. You know, they called him the excellence of execution or something like that. Yeah, because it hurt. But and I love him to death though. Brett, if you watch it, love you, man. You know that.
but why? Why? All right, but is Bret in your mind one of the all-time greats, or is he overrated in his own mind?
In his own mind, he's way overrated. But in the wrestling world, you know they force fed him. He was, you know, Davy Boy Smith and British Bulldog um, used to. Brett's a good artist. He could draw, and they would have chalkboards, you know, dressing rooms. Because I guess basketball teams, you know, drawing up plays and shit. And he would go up there and draw something that happened, you know, amongst the boys, you know, and make a, you know, a joke out of it or whatever. But old Davy said, "Yep, that's the champion. He can draw in here, but he can't draw there." Talk about I shit up to the crowd because they made him champion once, nothing happened. Twice, nothing happened. The third time is when he got popular because they force fed him, you know. And that was at that time when everybody was going to the other league, WCW.
Right.
Remember whenever all those guys were leaving, going there,
Hmm.
that left Brett and Sean. That's all we had. So you know, right place, right time. But I
Why do you think after all that Vince McMahon did for Bret Hart, because he did do a lot, right? He made him a millionaire, right? Why
yeah.
does he continually bite the hand that fed him?
Mm. I mean, that's something you'd have to ask him. I can't answer for him. I can say that he, like I said earlier, he's one of those that drinks his own Kool-Aid. He thinks he's the best ever. That, and I love him. Now I'm not dogging him. I love him, and he's so likable. Anybody would like, and which is probably why he's gotten where he's got. You know, because you can't help but love him. But they had to make him champion 3 times before
Mm.
he was drawing. We wasn't making no money when he was champion the first 2 times. The houses were like, there's nobody here. And that's why Davey said that. Like, he can draw in here, but he can't draw out there.
Well, let me ask you
Third
this,
time,
Mark.
go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Marty. Though
Yeah.
Sean, during his time as champion, WWE was on a downside too. When you guys were wrestling under Sean, did you feel the same way that he wasn't drawing money?
Well, Sean, I thought was very good. I still do. And I actually believe he was one of the best in the ring. Um,
Well, being great in the ring doesn't mean that you can draw money, though,
No,
right?
he wasn't. He was when everybody left with Macho Man and Hulk, and everybody went to WCW. We wasn't doing shit, and it was just Brett and Sean. I mean, who you gonna push? Who's left? Right? So you got
Right,
to push them, and
right.
it's very rare that mid card guys get pushed to the top, and that's what happened there. Um, you know, and again, Sean's actually very good. Um, psychology wise and work wise, performing. Um, and Brett's solid. I'm not putting him down. Please don't think I'm putting him down. But he's just not what everybody, the hype is around it. The best there is, the best there was, the best will ever be. That was a line I used to use in AWA, and he got it from there and got credit for it, which is fine.
Wait a minute. I did not know that. That was your line, huh?
Yeah, in AWA, he say it all the time with Sean and I. We're the best there is, best there will ever be. That's what best there is it will ever be. That was our thing. That was my thing.
So let me ask you this, Marty. When someone steals your gimmick, do you go up to them and say, "Yo, what's up with this? What are you doing?"
I didn't say nothing to him. I knew it was mine. And, Sean knew it was mine or us. In AWA days, but if it works for him, because I love all my friends. All of them. If they gotta take something of mine, go ahead, man. Because I'll come up with more shit. You don't have to hang on to nothing.
Well, so to close the loop, why do you think Brett continues to take shots at Goldberg, Shawn Mike? At this point, the guy's a multimillionaire. I understand maybe I don't even understand it, like why he would take shots like that. Even, you're talking about Shawn. I think Shawn has two kids.
He never liked Sean. When we would have matches with Heart Foundation, he would tell me, man, fuck your partner. And I'm like, okay. But he never liked Sean, and it got worse as it went on, because it got real personal, especially in Montreal. I often said Brett kind of brought that on himself because he didn't want to drop the belt in Canada. Right? Somebody had to drop the belt to you in America. He didn't want to do it because it was in his home country. But so they do what he did.
Do you think the Montreal screw job was a work?
Sometimes I wonder because Brett happened to have a TV crew there that night. Not Dark Side of the Ring, it was something else. I forgot what it was called, but it was a TV crew. So
I think it was Wrestling with Shadows. They were doing a documentary, right?
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Because I've seen it. Number one, I think it's excellent. I'm big into documentaries, but the other thing is, I felt the same way you're saying right now. That me and Jimmy speak about it. When we're on air, I've always felt it's a work. He felt he doesn't feel it's work, and the only reason I think it may not be a work is because by the time someone would have told the truth by now, wrestlers can't keep their mouth shut, right?
Well, and here's what happened. Some of the guys that were in the dressing room when Brett supposedly drilled Vince. Some of the boys are badasses. A couple of them told me, like, Marty, I didn't hear it. If you get somebody, there's gonna be a sound. They were like, I didn't hear it. I saw Vince getting up, but I didn't hear it. And if you drill somebody upside the jaw, you'd hear it. But that's what I was told. I wasn't there for that. I saw Sean's reaction to it all, and I knew he was in on it. I knew that from right at the beginning because I know him too good.
Tell me more about that. Like, how did you know?
Well, I know him. I mean, you remember we were together for 7 years, 300 days a year. You get to know somebody when you drive with them, not sleep with them, but same hotel room.
Right, I get it.
Eat with them, gym with
them. Be
them.
careful, Marty. Before you know it, Brett's going to say that you were sleeping with Sean, so be careful.
No, I don't think he would say it. But no, I mean, I knew him real well, still do. But I saw his reaction after that. They ring the bell and all this. I saw his reaction like, He knew about this. He knew this. And he came out later and said he did. They planned it. But I mean, I knew when I saw his reaction. Like, he knew. Yeah.
So, in the end of it all, If
Say
you
again?
had to bet money, do you think that Vince? Well, let's talk about Vince first. Why was Vince? Did you hear rumors about Vince being a bisexual?
I mean, I hate to say this, but that's pretty known. That's not even in the wrestling world. The wrestlers, we all know that. We
Really?
all know that. Scott Hall told it one time. Scott was one of the only ones to tell it. He goes, "Yeah, I said had a meeting with Vince, and Vince told me, let me tell you, Scott, the first time I had a whatever you call it, experience." And Scott was like, "What? The first time?" Fuck, But yeah, I mean, that's just like Pat Patterson. Everybody knew, he was gay.
But I mean, he was
Everybody,
straight up. He was straight up gay.
yeah.
I'm shocked to hear that Vince McMahon was bisexual. Now, again, if that's his flavor, it is what it is. But he seems very like a manly type of guy, tough guy, you know.
Well, he's I would call him a no limit soldier. He ain't got no limit. Anything both ways.
Do you think that's because of how much money he had, or do you think he's always been like that?
I don't know how. I'm not gay, so I don't know how to answer that. Do gay people wake up one morning gay, or did it slowly come about, or I don't know. I don't know. But everybody, I mean, it was, and I shouldn't be saying all this. I'm not going to. I'm not going to say Vince was the head. Everybody knew that. Pat Patterson was second in line. Everybody knew he was gay. And Terry Garvin at one time was third in line. Everybody knew he was both ways. He had a wife. Here's the thing people say, "Oh, he's married. He got kids." Most gay couples do. A girl that said to, I'm not going to say that we heard Linda McMahon was, into women. I'm not going to say that, but maybe. But I know this. Bushwhacker one time, our limo was late. They got us, and he was mad because it was like, "Where's fucking Linda McMahon?" Because she had it before us, and they sent it to us. "What the fuck's she doing? Whose pussy was she licking?" And I was like, "Oh my God, he's going to get fired. He's going to get fired." But he didn't.
As a wrestler, a tough guy, you're a tough guy. It's a manly atmosphere.
You hit
When you
me.
run when you run across homosexuals or bisexuals,
It
does
don't bother
that?
me. I don't. It don't matter to me. Just don't bring it here. But I don't care. I mean, that's you. Do you? I mean, it don't bother me at all. At all. I got a lot of friends. I mean, I hate to say this too, but in wrestling there was a handful. I won't say Rick Martel's name, but it was a few. Um, it was.
Wait a minute, man. Are you telling me Rick?
I didn't say it.
All right, I'm going to ask it this way. Did Rick Martel like the male persuasion?
There was story that Tom Zink. Remember when they did the Can-Am connection?
Yes.
Is that my phone or yours?
That's
Oh
yours.
shit, that's mine. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Let me turn it off. Sorry. When they were together, Tom Zink, evidently, the boys were out one night. Oh, you already got it. They were, the boys were out like always. We go to room to party, and they went to their room, and the do not disturb thing that they meant to put on the outside, it swung around and hit the latch, so they pushed the door right open and went in. And when they went in, they said Tom jumped out of Rick's bed and jumped in his bed and got under the covers. It was pretty credible. I'm not going to say Greg Valentine's name, but it was pretty credible sources or Don Morocco's. I'm not going to say their names. But yeah.
So, all right. So, what happens when they see this? They just start spilling the
And
beans to
Tom
all
quit.
the boys.
And the next day, the boys were fucking with him really bad about that, because they told everybody.
Right.
And he quit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
And because they
god.
would have been a hell of a tag team, man. It was two good looking models, But
Well, again, the rumor out there was the reason they broke up is over because Martel took money or was going to go singles, and Zenk got pissed off about it. But you're telling me something different, right?
yeah, that's not why at all.
Wow.
They used to they say still that the reason Sean and I didn't get to keep the tag belts was because Jim Anvil changed his mind and was going to stay. He was leaving. That's why we were winning the belts. We won the belts. And then he said, no, I'll stay. So they gave it back. Not a reason at all.
That's the Saturday night's main event when the ropes broke.
Yeah.
That had to suck, dude. All right. So let's
what
get.
was crazy is we defended the title in Dallas, Houston, and Corpus Christi. Sold out arenas. So those 20,000 people, you don't care. What are you telling them? They didn't see that when we defended the belts.
Well, it's wrestling. You know how it is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the meat and bones of it. So this week, Hannibal, who has Hannibal TV, probably the OG of the shoot interview when YouTube first came out. I'm personally not a big fan of the man or the character.
And kind of nobody is. When I like him, I still do, even though he just fucked me over. I liked him, man. He's an alcoholic. He's trying to beat that. And I have my battles with that, of course. So I see common grounds there. But I just liked him, man. I liked him. I thought he put on a class act with his show. When he would do podcasts, he's got 3 cameras. Nobody else did that. 3 cameras.
Wait a minute. Me and Jimmy did. Me and Jimmy had 3 cameras.
Well, y'all had a studio, though. Y'all had
Yeah.
an actual TV place.
Right.
Yeah. But he didn't. He had the hotel rooms. And nobody else had done that. And I was like, wow, this guy. Okay.
Mhm.
And there was thing, too. It was supposed to be like an hour and a half. And we went way over it. And he gave an extra $150, $200, whatever it was. Sit here, man, for going over. Nobody does that.
No. So you're giving him his
You
props,
don't
and
do it.
I
You don't
appreciate.
do it. You don't do
But listen, we don't go over either. So
it. Yeah, we do. We have.
you go over. I don't.
Yeah,
I try to get off. But listen, so that's a great prop for Hannibal, right? So again, you guys, you've been on his show numerous
Many times. Yeah.
So I was surprised to see that a video came out where he just started trashing you. And again, Marty, you do have a temper. Everybody knows that. You get a little pissed off sometimes, and it happens.
You know it better than anybody.
Absolutely. And I was shocked that if he was having a disagreement with you, he felt it necessary to go on his program and trash you. Yeah. I thought that should have handled personally, so I wrote you. So what were you thinking at that moment? Were you surprised he was doing this?
I didn't want to have to hurt him. I know he's supposed to be a badass martial art guy, but I was too. And I know what I can do. And that was the first thing I started thinking. Even with my bat, I don't need my ankles. I know what to do with my hands. But I didn't want to go there with it. I was just like, it actually hurt me. It hurt me. It's like, because I looked at him as a friend. And when you see a friend trash you like that, it's like, like, what the fuck, man? And what it was, I shouldn't be talking money and shit out here, but I told him, I don't know. But I told him, give me 10 grand. I'll give you the best interview you've ever had. And because where shorts are where it's at. He's going to tear a 2-hour interview into like 100 shorts.
Sure.
And that's where.
And when you mean shorts, like 5-6 minute videos, 10-minute videos. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You're the one that taught me that. You're the one that said that's where the money's at.
Well, again, because some people don't have the time to watch an hour interview. Sometimes, whatever, and you give them all different flavors, right? Of the interview.
And I think it was you that told me, the studies like 10 minutes. 10 minutes is the attention span. So yeah, man, who wants to watch an hour and a half? Somebody talking for an hour and a half. Fuck. But no, I said give me 10,000. I'll give you the best interview you ever got because we'll go right down the line. Because Brett just came out with that shit about Sean. I'll go right down the line and talk about every star that I know. I mean, I can't talk about the ones I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell stories that people will like. I mean, I'm not going to trash none of my boys ever, ever. But I tell things that people don't know. But and that's what I offer to them. Give me
So
10,000.
so just to make it clear, he's like, hey man, give me 10,000. I will give you every story, come clean, whatever. And
He was offended by it, evidently.
why? Why do you think he was offended by you? Look, all he could say is no, right? No, Marty, no, thank you.
No, and he didn't tell me shit. He didn't say nothing to me. He went on the internet. But that's why I was, it shocked me. It did hurt me because I like him. I did, and I probably still do. But yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I'm like, I was just, no way. He's not doing this to me. He's not doing this to me, man. Should I go tell? Everybody knows about the Abdullah thing. Abdullah's butcher. Um, so it's not for me to go tell that story. But
Well, wait, just let's stop there for a second. So,
that's where
anybody
you got,
that knows, right? Abdul the Butcher.
that's where you got
Rest,
hepatitis C.
well, this is his claim, okay, that he won and he won in court, okay. He didn't get any money, but again, as a wrestling fan that knows very little about um, Hannibal, nor do I give a shit. He
You love him.
bled all the time, and when you
You
start
Hannibal
playing with
or
blood,
Abdullah?
yeah, bled, and
Abdullah.
they were bleeding. Both of them were bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
at what?
the story
Go ahead.
was is he used the blade that Abdullah had used. That's the story, and I believe it. I mean, that's possible.
Well, listen, I'm close with Tony Atlas. He's used that blade on Tony Atlas, right? Let me put it this way: I'm sure anybody that he's cut open has the same, like he's using the same, not the same exact blade, but he's bled on that blade. So why wouldn't everybody have hepatitis C?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that. I
All
know
right,
what I wouldn't do, and I've bled a lot. I wouldn't use somebody else's blade. No, brother.
I agree, but then again, do you believe Hannibal's story that he didn't know that Abdullah was using the
Old
blade that he
blade, like
used?
a
Yeah, do you
3 week old.
believe that, or do you think that's his excuse for being a stupid ass?
I believe you stupid ass if you used it. Why would you use somebody else's blade that they cut themselves open with 2 days ago and you're going to use it? No, man, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? I mean, and if you did,
So,
you're supposed to be a badass martial artist. God bless him for that because it's stupid in the head if you did that.
so part
But he got paid though, from what I heard.
from who? Abdullah?
Yeah, I guess.
I heard he didn't get paid. Honestly, I heard there
You
was no
know,
money to get
you
paid.
know why? Because Abdullah says he can't read.
I know, I know. Abdullah's a pretty smart guy. You got to give him a little bit of credit, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: um,
You know who couldn't read?
who?
Jimmy Snuka.
This I know. This I
Oh, you
know.
did know? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
he
went.
come to me in the airports because we were real close. He'd come to me in the airports. Why? Where's our bags? Because he couldn't read nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's our bags? Like, oh, okay, come over this way.
Well, I
And
remember he was signing an autograph for Jimmy, and he goes, "Oh, we have the same name," and then he spelled Jimmy wrong, and we are like, "Woof."
that's funny. And
So
his real name is James. And we were in
James
a club.
Snuka.
Yeah. No, James. Fuck, I can't even think of his last name now. But it was James, his first name. We was in a club one time. It got drunk as hell. We all were. And for whatever reason, he got upset with this dude. And he went up to him and he grabbed him. This nasty boy, so like a Vulcan mind transplant. He had his fingers in his eye socket and thumb underneath him, had him
Mm.
like that. What is the name they call you, brother? And he said, James, I don't like that name. That's his own goddamn name. What is the true? He said, what is the true meaning of love? Oh, and the guy was scared to death, right? He can't hardly talk. He's got fucking choked up. When two people love it. No, that's not the true meaning of love. We're like, God damn, Jimbo, come on, man. Let the man go.
Well, I got to ask you this since you knew Jimmy. Did he ever tell you about the whole Nancy Argentino thing? Did that ever come across? You guys never discussed that at all?
No. And we got, me and him got very close. We were very close.
And it never came up in conversation, huh?
I knew about it. I heard, let me put it that way. I heard about it, but I wouldn't go ask him, hey, Jimmy, you killed that girl.
You killed that girl. What did you say, Marty? Let's go back to Hannibal. So Hannibal goes on a second interview, not interview, but a second program.
Yeah, I ain't seen that one. I heard.
Yeah, well, so I'm going to say some things that he said, and I want you to, return serve. So he basically, I guess you went on your Facebook page and you wrote a couple of things about him beating up a girlfriend, which, by the way, I will say clearly, I don't know if you know Andrew Anderson, but you definitely knew Kevin Sullivan. And both of them would constantly talk to me about Hannibal, that they felt Hannibal was on the spectrum. What do you think of those comments?
What does that mean?
Like you got the level of like normal brain function, and then you've got people that are less than mental, right? So mentally retarded. How's that? He's the cusp of being mentally retarded. This is what Kevin Sullivan used to say.
He comes off as that in interviews, don't he? It's like, oh, but what happened with? It's like, goddamn, man, this guy's fucking slow. But like I said, man, I liked him, so I shouldn't be. I'm not gonna dog him now. I was shocked that happened.
He started pointing out, I guess he looked at some history, and I guess at some point you were arrested for domestic assault that he found, and he was talking about how you assaulted women.
I've never assaulted. There was a domestic, what was called?
Domestic dispute, right? That happens all the time.
That. Yeah. It was argument me and my girl had like at 2 a.m. That was right after I got my contract. I just, from the Rock reunion, and then the next day I had a match with Kurt Angle, and everything was so good. They were like, "We're gonna make you the top heel," because the plan was for me to turn on Sean, for us to get back together and go through. They had it planned for WrestleMania that year. It was supposed to be me and Sean versus the McMahons, and at the end I turned and super kicked Sean, and top heel.
Yeah.
And $1 million contract, man. I never got paid that much in the business. $1 million. It was actually a flat rate of what they call it, lower end. When Johnny Laurinaitis gave me the contract, he said you get 400,000 lower end. What's lower end mean? He goes, if you don't work but one day this year, you're getting 400,000. That's like the guarantee. But he said the way we're going to use you, you're going to make $1 million. God damn it, I didn't get to, man, because that argument that night, we were screaming. It was mostly her, but the neighbors heard the screaming at like at 1:32. If it wouldn't have been like 2 a.m, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But it was 2 a.m, so that's loud as shit. And he called the police. They came, they checked it out, and they left. But I was on probation for DUI, and in the state of Florida, if the police are called to where you live, it's a violation. VOP, violation of probation. And I had to go to jail for a while and lost that contract, man.
Damn, dude. Then he said that he's always been, you established that he actually, you went it over, he paid you for it. I mean, you're giving the guy his props. He did say that, you're not worth it anymore, right? He doesn't make any money.
Who said that?
That's what Hannibal said his second time. He showed that how
Oh,
much
okay.
he's made on your last video, and you're not worth it. And
Well,
you
if,
know,
if that's true, it's true. But why you gotta go say that shit? You
well,
know, I
that's
don't think it's true.
that. Well, that's my point. Is like why again, Marty. I've known you for a long time, and really, in your heart, you're a really nice guy, right? You're again, everybody's had in moments, but you're a nice dude. But it's like I feel like
Well,
you need to say something about
if
this
you're
dude,
scaring me,
right? No, I think you need to say something about the dude because, and I mean, just honestly from your
what, do you,
heart,
what would you say?
I would say there was no reason to go on air because I asked you for $10,000 for a super shoot interview. All you had to say was no. We had
Yeah,
built a relationship together where I was trying to build my podcast. You were actually trying, you were helping me. We were working together,
yeah, and
right?
he made it sound like that I was telling him if you do this or else. Wasn't like that at all, bro. Wasn't like that at all. I left the voicemail. I got his answer machine, and I said, "Hey, brother, give me 10,000, and you'll get the best interview. You make all them shorts you want."
For some reason, he claims it's 1,000. So I don't know where that confusion comes, right?
I do. Um, there was somebody who's going to pay me 1,000 a month to do a podcast.
Okay.
Um, and I may have even talked to you about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Because
you
I
might
didn't
have.
know is that good? Because it's once a week. So 4 times a month, $1,000. I can use that. Just pay my bar tab. And with him, he always gave me 500 to 1,000 uh, individual, like each time I would do a show.
Mm.
So that's why I was saying 10,000. All because I started learning about the shorts was where the money's at. That's what I was really trying to tell him to make all the fucking shorts you want. I'll talk about it. All the guys in my era,
Which, by the way, Marty, I want to say that he showed your live video money. He did not show your short video money. I did catch that too. So I was like, if you're going to tell a story on air, tell the entire story. You should have showed all the clips that you made from your interviews and showed everybody how much you make.
Yeah, but he did what he did. It surprised me, man. It really surprised me because I thought me and him had a friendship, like me and you. I mean, we'd call and talk
So,
on the phone.
right. So why didn't you reach out and say, why are you doing this?
Because it hurt me so bad at first. I think the first thing I called and told him that he better never get to see me in person, um, which is kind of a threat. And on Facebook, I said, tell all your friends goodbye, which a lot of people told me, Marty, get that shit off. It's like, it's a threat.
Yeah,
And my
you're
brother
right.
got really pissed off. He was, Marty, if somebody else does something to him now, you're going to jail. Because you
That's
said
true.
that. Yeah. But I mean, I was hurt that bad. That at first it was going to hurt him. But then it was
Well,
just like,
let's
you can't trust nobody. I can't trust
No,
you.
you can trust me. What am I going to say? Well, maybe you can. Who knows? I don't know. You know me. I'm going to go through some things he's
I
done.
trust
Right.
Jimmy. I trust
I
Jimmy.
know you trust Jimmy. You like Jimmy better than me. You always have. But what
No,
are you
it's
going to do?
not
Yes,
like
yes,
that.
you do. Yes, you do. You always
No,
like, where's Jimmy? Where's Jimmy?
he
Where's
never
Jimmy?
got ugly to me. You did once.
Listen, dude, arguments are arguments. That's what men have. Men argue, and then you get over it, right? It's like, get
Yeah.
over it. End of story. Okay,
You
let's
tried to
talk.
show me the studio.
Just shut up. You just stop it. By the way, those
Some that's still
videos,
out there.
I think one of the TikTok videos of that's got like 500,000 views or something like
Really?
ridiculous. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, best working punch you got in the world.
We didn't get paid for
No,
that.
we didn't. Um, let's talk about some of the things Hannibal's done. I want you to, because we're running out of time. I do not want to go over.
What do you got, an hour?
Yeah. And your time is valuable, and I'm not going to take advantage of it. Goes to Las
Take advantage
Vegas.
of me, brother. Don't worry about it.
Goes to Las Vegas. Claims to be run over by a car, but the story's being told is that he's such a fucking wacko. He jumped out of the car. Thoughts about that? Do you think that's true? And I want you to weigh in on it.
I've heard he's a whack job. And with what I just recent, there was no reason for him to react like that. So maybe it is a whack job. You know, I should have recognized that before I befriended him, um, but I didn't. I just thought we got a lot in common, me and this guy. You know, and I liked him, man. We
That's
talked
fine.
money a lot. We talked business a lot. We was going to work together. He was going to give me, I think it was 500 per podcast, once a week. And then he said, "Well, I just had to spend a bunch of money on some movie or some shit he did." And
It's
he goes, "I don't
fucking.
have the money right
This
now."
dude's always doing something stupid. All right, hold on. So then he's involved in some Texas organization that James Beard is running along with Sullivan and Anderson. And he decides he's going to get drunk one night and runs a spike through some dude's head that gets picked up from TMZ. Thoughts about that? Him taking advantage of some possible old referee jamming a gold spike into his head until the guy's bloody mess.
Who said that though?
It's
Where
true. That's what he did. He did that. That is a factual thing. That is legitimately factual. Now, again, Hannibal's a big dude, right?
Yeah, and he's a martial art guy.
Well, steroid man, big dude, whatever. And he decides, and I, again, Sullivan and Anderson confirmed this because they were all involved with James Beard. James Beard confirmed this. He got drunk off his ass and took the spike and jammed it into that dude's head.
Yeah, he is off then. I mean, I couldn't do that. I mean, as mad as I get, like I was real mad at you one time, you know that.
Yeah.
But I could never do that. I couldn't. I mean, you got to be a little wacko to do something like that. Take something and put it through a person's, into their body. You know, that's something I couldn't. And I've had some incidents over my life, but that's something I never stabbed nobody. I didn't ever even shoot nobody. So I don't understand.
Well, that's what he brought up on his last video too. That your claims that which you announced on our show, by the way. He got credit for it, but you announced it on our show that you had a falling out with a guy who tried to molest you, and
when
he
I was
might have
14.
disappeared. Yeah, so he was posting about that too, about all the problems you had. Let me ask you this. Everybody knows that Hannibal tried to commit suicide, but instead of someone that just commits suicide, he decides that he's going to go on air to show everybody that he tried to commit suicide.
Oh, he admitted to it?
Oh, he went on air, showing everybody what he did. He was in the hospital.
Okay, now I know I can't be friends with him, man, because if he's like that, one night when I'm sleeping, he might show up and kill me. Everybody told me it was a whack job. Everybody was getting on to me. Marty, what are you doing? What are you doing with him? He's fucked up. He's fucked up. Look at his interviews. He looks slow. He looks retarded, or he talks retarded. When he asks, "Oh, what do you think happened?" I mean, it does appear that. But if he's stabbing himself and other people, I don't need to be around it.
Well, again, give the guy props. He was the OG of the, it started with Sean Oliver with the shoot interviews, but he was smart enough to find YouTube, I think, when it first started and start doing his shit and making his money. But again, you're right. How about this one? He said, you're not allowed in Canada, but he's never been arrested. And why I guess you had wrote on your Facebook page that he beat up somebody, a woman, and then he went to jail or something.
Everybody knows that.
Well, I do know. I think he was living with some indie wrestler. I think her name was Blaze or something. And the rumor has it something went down there. But let me ask you this then. He's saying you can't go to Canada because of your history. He can live in the United States because he doesn't have any issues.
I don't know what his issues are. I can't go to Canada. That's true. Because of DUI. Canada won't let you in for a DUI. They'll let terrorists in, but they won't let you in with a DUI. I mean, I used to like Canada because I had a lot of girls there. But once they did that shit to me, like cutting me off from coming, I see we're right at that. We're on. Yeah, Fuck Canada. And they call me all the time for shows. Come do a show, come do a show. I can't get in. Fuck. Let's go over. Can you go over the hour?
What's that?
Can you go over the hour?
I
We got
can.
5 seconds.
No, I can go over the hour, but I don't want, like I said, I don't want to,
Don't worry
you
about
call
it.
it an end when you want to call it an end.
Okay.
So is there a chance that you and Hannibal make up?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had some people do some really foul shit to me. Um, and one of the most foul things was this girl before catfishing was known about. She double played us. She played me and her best friend. She would get her best friend because I didn't trust. I didn't trust. I'd met her. They'd met me at a wrestling match. She told me things that I knew, like, okay, that's true. Okay, yeah. And she would send me pictures of her, and she's beautiful, great body, but it was her friend that was there that night, and she would tell her friend, Marty wants pictures. He's trying to do some contest or whatever. And I would even say, like, shoot a bird with your third finger, so I would know it wasn't Photoshop, or whatever.
Sure.
And she did it, without no top on. So I'm like, okay, this is really her. But she was getting a friend to do it. So she was playing both of us. She was playing her best friend and me. And it was Christmas of 1990, I don't know. Oh no, 2005. And I went and I didn't move. I flew up to New York where she lived, and she didn't show up at the airport to get me. And I got very upset. And I was calling her, where the fuck you at? Where you at? And she was, okay, my car broke down. It was one thing after another thing after another thing. It ended up where my brother got involved and told her if she didn't come clean, and so she did. She was like, all right, meet me over here. I met her and she was like 300 pounds.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Man, it hurt when I walked up to the car because she pulled it. I was walking down the street and she, pulled up ahead, and I walked up to the car, and when I looked in, oh man, I was just, oh, classic catfish. Before that was even known
Before
about.
that was even. Well, big women want love too, man. You know that, right?
Well, you know what upset me the most about it? On the phone, because we had a lot of on phone time. I liked the hell out of her. I liked the hell out of her. So then when I seen she was 300 pounds, it was like, that's not the person you've been sending me pictures of. But it made me wonder about myself. You liked her. So she's 300 pounds. You liked her. It's like, because she's big, you don't like her now. I didn't know how to feel about that, bro. You know what I mean?
No, I get it, man. I get it. It's.
It made me wonder about me. What's wrong with me? You love the girl on the phone. You loved who she is, but then you see she's big, and now you don't love her no more.
Well, let's be fair, Marty. Right? It's like you got to have physical attraction to somebody. I mean, that's how all relationships start,
She
right?
did lie to me. She did lie to me. She was sending me, pictures.
Well, do you think that's what really the reason was? I got to call you out on that, man. You know what I mean? I understand that she pissed you off, that she was lying to you, but if she wouldn't lie to you and she showed you pictures of her at 300 pounds, I think Marty Jannetty would have lost that number quickly.
I still said hi to her, but I wasn't fucking went up to New York.
All right, listen, I got
22nd, because it was her birthday, the 22nd of December, and Christmas is 25th. So I was up there for Christmas. Thank God I got a lot of friends in New York.
I gotta ask you this, because we kind of touched base on it on a private call, and you did touch base on it on our friend Hannibal's show, but I really got to ask you, man. So, well, this is a tough one, but man, I have to know as a wrestling fan, right? Because you see the Monte and the Pharaoh banner back there that was actually painted by a big art studio for us, and I love this picture. It's actually hanging on my wall to the
It
left.
is
But
cool,
anyway,
man.
who's behind me is behind Jimmy is Rob Van Dam because he liked ECW, and behind me is the great Roddy Piper. And we discussed when I way early, way before I even knew you, I had promoted Roddy Piper, right? I think it was like 2009. Big fan. But in discussing with
You
you,
are gay then.
well,
Or you
that's what
got a little bit in you.
maybe I get a little in me. You know what? I'm not. Listen, I think you're a good-looking guy too. I'm not going to lie, right? So, here's the thing.
Damn, now I can't look at you.
We were talking about Roddy when I was promoting him, and I said, that Roddy was really frail, and I think he was high or something. And you're like, no, man.
He was always high.
So, was Roddy Piper gay?
Was he what?
Was he gay?
He kissed Sean.
Well, what do you mean he kissed Sean? What, kissed him on the cheek, kissed him on the lips, or locked tongues
I
with him?
heard Tom. The girls that were in the room when Sean and I got in a fight that one time, he was loving on Sean. Marty this, Marty put me down. And, then Sean bought into it. So we ended up getting in a fight. But Roddy had backed him up against the wall, running his hands through his hair. That part I could see. I could see him, oh, you're going to be great. You're going to be great, kid. And the girls that were in the room, we had girls in the room. That's why I told Roddy, that's why we got in a fight. I said, Roddy, we got girls in here. Shouldn't we talk about business some other time? And Sean shoved me. He goes, don't you disrespect Roddy. And that's when it happened. And but they said when Roddy backed him up against the wall, Sean did back up. He did back up from him. But they said when he was rubbing it, he put his tongue in his mouth. And Sean pulled back and said, I am a man,
Wait a minute. After he put his, let the tongues wrap around it.
Tongue in the mouth. I mean, I didn't see that. I saw it from behind. I saw all the hair rubbing and loving and all that. But the girls that were off to the side, they said, no, he stuck his tongue. Tongue went into his
So
mouth.
you're just proving the fact that Bret Hart's not lying about what he's saying about Vince and Mick and Sean.
But you know what? I was with Sean for 7 years. I can't say it. I told you what I told you, right? About when you went with a gay guy that used to buy the boys. He showed up with all that shit the next day. But I didn't see him fucking. I didn't see him. And I would say, if you asked which one was the pitcher and which was the catcher, I would say Sean probably would have been the pitcher. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. So
I'm worrying about you now.
don't worry about me, man. Trust me. It's just,
You.
I got a whole
You and
plethora of
Jimmy are
problems.
kinda
That's not
close.
one of them. That's not one of them.
You and Jimmy are kind of close.
See, I laugh. If Jimmy was on this show right now, he'd be like, good morning.
That's what makes him funny, though, man. He gets outright at times.
So all right. I just got to finish up on the Piper thing now. So when I told you that Piper looked frail, and then we started talking about his passing away, what they reported was he passed away from hypertension, I guess, a heart attack. Who knows, right? But you were kind of elaborating that you felt it was something else.
Yeah, he was seeing the young boys in Hollywood. In fact, he was showing up everywhere with one of them, and it was like, does this young boy realize what this looks like, or is he into it?
Right.
I don't remember his name, so I can't say, because I wouldn't, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
But I don't remember who it was. It was like 14 or 16, I think. Something. He was young. And that's Hollywood. The gay people like the guys in particular, for some reason, like young boys. That was why the Ring Boys. That was the whole WWE thing at one time. WF at the time. The Ring Boys, and they were all young.
Mm.
And I'm not going to say Terry Garvin's name, but I mean, I was real good friends with him. Love him to death. Love his family. They're probably watching this. Love y'all. But everybody knew. Everybody knew. But you know what was messed up on my part? When we go to the clubs together, she would come over and tell me, "Oh, you want to find me a young boy? Find me a young boy." And I actually did it because I liked him. He was my friend. So I'd see like young boys in there. They're like, "Hey, man, come over here. Let me introduce you to somebody." When I look back on that, I'm like, "What the fuck, man? That's fucked up."
Right. Back to Piper though. Now you said he's with a young boy. So are you making insinuation that he could have
Well,
possibly
he
passed
started
away from
looking.
it? I'm just going to say that he passed away from AIDS. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's a possibility because he started looking worse at the end. He started dwindling down, and we all wondered, like, "Oh shit," you know. Now Roddy was a bad boy. Right? Roddy was a bad boy. You didn't fuck with Roddy, but to see him go shrivel up like that, something was wrong.
Well, again, I want to make it clear for anybody who's watching this or will watch it when I post it outside of our Facebook page. We're not saying something was wrong with if he had a relationship with a man. We're just
He
talking
was.
about what
He
took
was.
Roddy Piper's life. We're not saying that it's wrong, or anything
We're
like
not
that.
saying
That's
he's
what I
gay,
want to make clear.
but it was kind of known that he was a masochist. That's why he was enjoying watching me beat up me and Sean fight. Um, they were like, "Yeah, that's Roddy. He gets into that." I
Well,
guess it's called masochist or some shit.
yeah. Well, you
Uh,
think that probably stemmed from what he was growing up as? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I didn't grow up with. I don't know how he grew up.
Was he a good man?
I liked him, but then I like you. But
So
yeah, I loved Roddy. I didn't like him that day, and I got in his face the next day. Sean couldn't make it to the show because he was battered up a little bit, and we took a few days off. We had TV taping the next day, and obviously couldn't go. Mangled up. But Roddy, I got in Roddy's face when he came in. We were coming in the building at the same time. Imagine that. After what happened the night before, and I got up in his face like, "Fuck you, man! What the fuck?" And he goes, "What, man? What the fuck? What's going on? You fucking sit there and let me and Sean. You let me keep pounding on him. You could have stopped it." He goes, "I wasn't getting involved with that. You kept saying something about," and I know what he was talking about. He said, "You kept saying something about, oh, you're going to kick my teeth in." Because Sean had said that to me the day before because he called his wife and she went to a high school football game and he got upset about it. And I giggled about it. Yeah. When he came back, he was pissed off. But when I say come back, we're eating. That used to be the routine. You go order your food, then go call home, then come eat. Um, and that's what he did. He called it. He came back to us pissed. He was throwing shit down. Like, "What's going on, man? What's wrong?" And he's like, "Fucking Teresa," his wife at the time. I'm like, "What, man? I don't even want to talk about it." How the fuck she went to a football game, high school football game, and I couldn't help but laugh a little bit. Like, "You're upset about that?" And he goes, "You fucking ever laugh at my wife again, I'll kick your teeth down your throat." And I remember
wow.
looking at him and said, "I'm not laughing at your wife. I'm laughing at you."
Mm.
And that was it. We ate and we went to the room, but evidently it came out during the fight because Roddy said, "You kept talking about, oh, he was going to kick your teeth down. You were going to kick my teeth. You were going to kick my teeth down my throat," which I knew what he was talking about. So I let it go. I wouldn't have hit Roddy anyway, um, but I was mad at him because he could have broke that up, but he just let us fight. Sean was not doing good. Sean was not doing good. He could have stopped it at any time. He could have said, "Enough, Marty, enough." But he didn't.
Yeah.
In fact, we went in the hallway. I tried to leave. Now I'll give Sean, he didn't. He's not a quitter. I walked out of the room and he tackled me from behind out in the hall at the hotel and, rolled back on top again. And Roddy could have stopped it right there, but he didn't. And the girls told me The girls told me, Marty, y'all went back into the room, and we tried to go in too, trying to keep y'all apart. And Roddy said, go, y'all go. Y'all go. They got to work this out. And they said a couple of minutes later, again, I could hear, I guess I was hitting them again. But I didn't have to let that happen. You know, Sean getting his ass kicked. Okay, stop. Don't need to kick his ass no more.
Right.
And that was why I was actually mad at it. You know. But he got me when he said that. I didn't want to get in the middle of that. Come on, Roddy. You'd have beat both our asses.
Hmm.
You know what was crazy that night? It got ugly. People were opening their door because they could hear the fighting out in the hallway.
Right.
Opening the door and shutting it back. They called the police. Or they called it first. The elevator door, ding, it opens, and the security, the hotel security, it was like a Barney Fife looking guy. And I looked at him, what are you going to do? And he went right back in the elevator.
He's like, "Whoa, I'm out of here."
But a few minutes later, however long, ding, again, now it was a real cop that came out. And what are you going to do? I was in a rage at the time. What are you going to do? What the fuck you? And I was walking up on him. And he pulled his gun and he held it and pointed at me.
Mm.
And I kept walking. Were you going to shoot me? Go shoot me. And he raised it up a little bit. And he goes, don't make me do this, son. Don't make me do this. And the one girl that was there, she goes, Marty, I guess I got in a trance. You get caught.
Yeah, sure.
And when she said, Marty, it snapped me out of it. And thank God, because he might have had to shoot me. Yeah, I got to thank her for that. Really saved my life, man. I saw he raised it, he was holding it, and he raised it up. Don't make me do this, son. Well, he was probably didn't want to shoot either, right?
Yeah, no, I mean that's a pretty powerful story you just told there, Marty.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
got lucky on that one.
I'm gonna redirect you towards Buff Bagwell. Also,
Okay.
what Hannibal had said that he defended you against Buff Bagwell because, again, if anyone hasn't seen the Hannibal video, he puts up a picture of Marty Jannetty with a tombstone, right? So,
Buff does.
yeah. So again, classless in my opinion, just classless,
Well,
right?
you know what he told me, and Buff and I are boys.
I'm not talking about Buff. Hannibal did that, right? But he was talking about how, on the video, but Hannibal said that he defended you against Buff. So I was going to ask you, how did that feel when Buff was saying that on his video?
Oh, it upset me, and then I called him, and he goes, Marty, because whoever his producer is cuts up, makes the shorts. He goes, I did. When I saw that, there he is. He said, when I saw that, I told him, take it down, because he said I didn't know he was going to put that out. And Marty would be the next to die. He said I did not know he was going to say that. But even Buff said it, man. Maybe he thought so. Evidently, it was wrong. Hope died since. And I love Buff. I love him. Yeah, I ain't got no animosity toward him at all. I mean, I wish he wouldn't have, or his people wouldn't have done that, but it's okay. I made up with you.
Listen, man. You know what? The problems we've had is minor compared to some of this shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you thought I did cocaine in the bathroom, which I do cocaine. Why not?
Well, let's be honest. You did. Like, come on.
Stop. No, that Blackwell dude.
With you. Dude, you have a steel trap memory, man. You remember every name. It's like I haven't thought about that guy in a million years. I can't even believe that you remember the dude's name.
Well, I do, because I was friends with Jerry Blackwell. So when I saw him, I didn't like it, because I knew Jerry Blackwell.
Wait, so you knew this guy was lying? We didn't know he was lying. He said he was the nephew of Jerry Blackwell.
He might have been. I don't know.
No, he wasn't. He lied. We caught him in the lie. But really? I figured You must have thought he was the nephew of Jerry Blackwell.
Can you imagine that? A wrestler lying? Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine that?
I mean, I ain't
Unbelievable.
lying. I didn't do that cocaine. That big ass line I looked at on the, I wanted to. Because you remember, I was drinking that morning. Because I was over there. I just left Dan the pizza man.
Look, you
Yeah,
remember that name too, which is incredible.
yeah. How's
All
he
right, I got,
doing?
dude. I
He
don't
loves the
talk to that
pizza
guy.
place, I heard.
I don't talk to that guy. Stop. I'm
You
done
love
with
him.
that.
Stop.
No, I don't. Let me ask you
Why
another.
do you hold so much hate against people?
I don't hold hate. I just got no time for people I have no time for. Right?
No. All right.
You know what I mean? I just look at life and I'm like, it's short enough already, and it's
But y'all
it's
both from Long Island, man.
well.
Be,
What does that mean?
be boys. I mean,
See, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, part of me really respects you, Marty, because you have so much forgiveness
and
in your
then part
heart.
of you.
And part of me goes, what the fuck, dude? Really? Like, I'll see you on Hannibal's show in a month, and I'll be like, Marty, why?
You made up
Like,
with a
why?
bitch.
Why are you
But you
doing
know
this,
that could
Marty?
happen. That actually, if he calls and apologizes,
Oh, no, it won't. It's not could happen. It will happen. Okay.
maybe
And
I made up for
again,
you. That
who?
was really hard. I don't know if you know that. That was
Why?
hard for you
Why was it so
because you
hard?
were so mean about me on your next show. It was
I was
so
pretty.
ugly.
I was
Yeah,
ugly.
he
I
come,
was ugly.
yeah. He come here. There was kids here, and he was fucked up like that.
Monty and the Pharaoh do use a show as a weapon. It is not. It's not good, and it's really Jimmy's fault, Marty. I'm the nice guy. Jimmy gives me
He
my.
didn't say nothing. It
No,
was you.
no, but you see, that's the thing. Jimmy gives me my lines.
Oh, he
I'm
said
like
that
a
before.
robot. I'm like a
Okay.
puppet. He tells me what to say, and I'm just
He
like
gives you the gun.
regurgitating.
Yeah.
And he plays the nice guy. Oh, really, Mike? Why are you saying such nasty, evil things? And I'm like, really inside, I'm like, Jimmy, you're making me do this. I'm just a puppet.
But no, but you know what? I mean, you wasn't wrong about what you were saying, but you were wrong because it wasn't true. That part you was wrong about. But the fact that you was upset if I was doing cocaine and kids were there, you wasn't wrong for that. That's not the reason you were wrong. You were wrong because I didn't.
Listen, you got your lump of flesh from me. You just beat the shit
I
out
know,
of me in
right?
front of hundreds and millions of people. So that's more than enough.
Oh
And I've
no,
got to
it's
live with
only
that
like
the rest of my life.
it's only 50,000. I looked at it the other day.
Dude, throughout all social media, including New York cable, that fucking video has been seen by at least 2.5 million people. And that's
Because you
not an
know
exaggeration.
that's not something you see every day.
Well, it's embarrassing, dude, because people are like, whoa, what the fuck? You let that guy beat you up? I'm like, what am I supposed to do? He's bigger than me. He's Marty Jannetty. I'm just a fucking schlub.
Yeah, I feel like what the fuck
In
am I?
fact, I'll tell you this. When Terry Reynolds was on the show, right? She's like, hey, come back to my room. And then she saw the intro video while we were driving back to her room. And she's like, just drop me off.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, you're a fucking pussy.
Oh no, she didn't.
Yeah, she
You know, I
did.
like her.
I'm telling the true story.
I could never get with her.
Why?
She tried. Well, because I was good friends with Dustin Rhodes. Yeah, very good friends. We roomed together. You know, we were together all the time. And that's right when they first started splitting off. You know, but I would hear them on the phone. You know, I love you. You know, all that stuff.
Mm.
So I could never be with
No,
her.
in reality, dude, she's a really good lady. I mean, I thought she was a very nice
She's good.
person.
Yeah, she's good hearted. I mean, I'm not talking her down. It's just she got around, and I couldn't.
What do you mean? It's just what? As she got around and you couldn't. All right, now I got to ask you this.
New Jack.
Did she? All right, if we know New Jack, how about the rumor that she was with Jim Ross?
Oh, fuck. Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I got one worse than that.
What's that?
And it was this thing that I can't tell.
You come on, dude. Stop. You can't bring the audience this close and then just let
maybe
it loose.
Dustin lied to me, maybe. But his dad got with her. You know, and it was for, you know, she was doing it for a position in WCW or whatever.
So this is before she met Dustin.
Mm-mm.
Wait a minute. Was Dustin with her
You're
when
getting me in
Dad?
trouble.
Dude, you got to go with this now. All right. You're telling me that Dustin was with her and she got with Dusty while she's with Dustin?
He hated his dad for a while.
Yes,
When
I
we
do.
were together, me and Dustin, he couldn't stand his dad. I'm like, why? And he would never talk about it. He would never talk about it. But then when there he is. I mean, nothing against Terry, but you got with that. Terry's not ugly.
No, she's a beautiful lady. Beautiful lady.
And she loves her sex. The reason I say that, when we would do things at what was it at the time? WWF, she would always want to do like the scenes. Like she had one in particular that she wanted to walk up the ladder and then the
Yeah.
video from underneath, but she wasn't gonna wear no panties. And they're like, we can't do that. We can't put that on TV.
Wow, man, we've learned a lot of stuff in this. One, you're going to forgive Hannibal. Two, Roddy Piper may have died under abnormal circumstances. Three, Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels did get together. Four,
Right.
that
No,
Terry Reynolds fooled around with Dusty Rhodes
I
while
wouldn't
married to
have.
Dustin Rhodes. What is that about, dude? That's tough. That's
I had to
tough.
ride with him every day. And it was, because I was a big fan of Dusty.
Yeah.
And when him and I actually, fuck him, I didn't like him anymore when he died. Because I was the only friend he had when he came to WWF. Because he had fucked the guys over when he was a booker down in WCW. So everybody hated him. Everybody hated when he came in. He had to do the plumber thing. Everybody hated him. I always say Road Warrior Hawk, fucking piece of fat shit. Look at his ass. Looks like two dungeon doors shutting. I mean, they hated him, man. And I was the only one. You remember that game, little football, where you take a piece of paper, make it into a triangle, and you have to get his hand. Me and him would sit there and play that, to kill time before the match. I was the only person who was friends with him. Then he fucked me over a couple years later for going to WCW. He said, call it 10 o'clock. I called it 10:01. He didn't answer, and he said, tell him he was late. 10:01.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, can you give me a minute?
Can you give a man a minute?
Yeah. But Terry, man, I don't know. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know which one. I don't know which one. Sonny or her.
Wow. Wow.
Actually, hold on, we're all in there. I actually jacked off to Sonny one time. And what that was, she was in the room next to me. And I heard them fucking. I heard her, in Germany. It was in Germany.
Yeah.
And I heard her. Yeah, all right. I guess this is all right. I could never be with her either because I love Chris, Candido. I love her boyfriend. And maybe that's a bad part of me, but I don't think it is. I can't get with my damn friend's girl.
That's actually a good thing to be. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're gone. They're not been together for a while, but you just can't.
Like, I got to be honest with you, your partner Sean. Like, I know he was having a tough time, but it's like, I don't know. When you're in wrestling, you guys are this family, and you're sitting there while this dude's like with her, and you're just banging her everywhere else around the place, and all the boys are laughing about it. Candido had to feel like a fucking fool.
I saw something one time. We were in LA, the LA arena, and he was already doing his singles, and Chris was looking for Sonny. He was looking for her. Back then, and I imagine now they got the girls got their own room, but back then it was just like Sherry Martel or Sonny, one girl. They got their own damn dressing room. We all had to pile in one. But she had her own room, and Chris was looking for her, and Sean's music started playing. Because he went to her door. Yeah. He went to the door that the room she was in, and it was locked. and he's like beating on. I'm sitting there looking at it. I didn't know what I was about to see. Beating on, hey, 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 screaming at her to open the door. And the door opens and it's Sean. And his hair's all muffed up and he's a little bit sweaty. And he tells Chris, get out of the way, my music, because the music was playing, before he would go to the ring. Get out of the way. Chris moved aside. And I was like, oh my God. We at one time wondered, did Chris get off on seeing her with other people? Maybe, because it was said, it wasn't me, but it was said a few of the boys came back to one of the hotels in Minneapolis and Chris was outside the window looking in their room and she was with another person. So that's where they were like, maybe he gets off on that. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I know he used to get. I saw what he did in Toronto. Black hockey player. That's rare. A black hockey player for their team up there. At the time, her door was locked, and Chris is knocking the shit, and the dude comes out, and they end up getting a fight. Chris got a few bumps on his face, but they did fight. So if Chris liked that, would he have fought this dude?
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever did. Like that. I might have. I've been wrong before.
That's it. Well, not really, but all right, Marty. I want to wish everybody out there watching. We're gonna post this. I'm sorry for the YouTube link. I'll get that up. I do apologize. Thank you all for joining us. The Facebook page, the great Marty Jannetty. Marty, I want to wish you and your beautiful other half a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too, man.
And you know what? You're a true man. And if you do show back up on Hannibal's channel,
are you gonna be mad?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But
again,
again,
you think I'm an idiot, right?
Yeah, but that's hey, look, that's me. What am I going to tell you? You know what I mean?
Okay, if you ask me right now, ask me right now. Will I make up with him?
Will you make up with him?
If he apologizes.
Exactly.
If he says, "Man, I overreacted."
So let's end it with this, Marty. Give your parting words to Hannibal about his videos. That's that's your olive leaf. That's your Thanksgiving gift to the on the cusp Hannibal.
Hannibal, I know you're seeing this. What the fuck happened to you, man? I thought we were boys. Why would you do that shit? Man, there's so many things I could do that I won't. I'm gonna give you a chance, bro. I'm gonna give you a chance. Right.
With that, the great Marty Jannetty, everybody. Marty, God bless you again. We'll talk soon.
What are you going to eat tomorrow, turkey or ham?
Both. That's it. I'll see you later, Marty. God bless you.
Right. Love you, brother. Right.
Well, I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Couple things I want to cover, Jimmy.
Yeah.
500 level has now improved on the M&P code. Now go to MP30 for 30% off. Jimmy, I got to tell you something, right? I was at the beach, again, 500 level. If you guys haven't looked at the shirts, right, go to the website. It's incredible. And I got to be honest, right? So it was a little chilly today. I brought the dogs to the beach. I was off work for the Jewish holidays,
today.
Right?
It wasn't
cold, yeah. But I have from 500 level, I have a Roman Reigns sweatshirt. Now, usually sweatshirts are not always the nicest fabric, unless I'm into really nice fabric because I just don't like things up against my skin. So usually I'll get thinner type of shirts, but this is a heavy sweatshirt. The fabric, unbelievable. And you're going to get a deal at 30% off, Jimmy. I mean, my God, it's a no-brainer, guys. I am telling you, once you get one shirt from them, you'll get 50. I guarantee it. And they've got all the sports. Yeah, dude, tell me what you think of it, Jimmy.
They're so comfortable. I got to get a long sleeve now. I'm telling you, I got to, because it was chilly today, especially for a guy who's been in Panama City Beach the last 2 years. It was chilly today, and I love the material. It's so silky. Is that the right word for it? I don't know.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, dude.
It's so comfortable. So, yeah, I got to get myself some some leveled long sleeves. That's for sure. 30%.
And again,
off,
it
no-brainer.
doesn't. You know, they got plenty of wrestling stuff. They got baseball stuff. They got football. They got everything.
Hey man, what you gonna do when it all comes back to you? Think man, what you gonna say when it all falls away? Today, nothing ever found. Take a look around above the ground. There's no love out on the streets today. It's a mystery. Some say there's a better way. People love to talk to ease the pain. No way it's ever gonna solve a thing. Speak out, love to hear your voice. War and hate to seem to be the drugs of choice. Tell me what tomorrow brings. It's a mystery. Open your eyes to truly see that there's no more time left for you and me. Life's such a mystery that we refuse to see. Look at our history. The killer's you and me. So now, gather up for war. Come on, the rich, the poor. Forget the love we never ever knew. God's fate, hands are time are late. Better grab what's yours, don't hesitate. I don't say you didn't really have a clue.